Hi guys, my name is Vardhaman Deshpande and today I'm going to demo in front of you how SharePoint and Azure can be integrated. This is really cool thing in order that we can host our services on Windows Azure and call them from SharePoint, and we can do lot many things. So let's just get started with this first demo. So what we are going to do in this first demo is we are going to create a web service or a hosted service as it's called in Azure terminology. We are going to host it on Azure, and then first I'm going to call that service using a console application, and then I'm going to call that service with a SharePoint workflow. So let me show you the project or the web service which we're going to host. So this is a typical hosted service environment which done in SQL Azure or Windows Azure. So this contains two projects. One is the actual worker role project, and the other is the deployment project, which will deploy our worker role to the cloud, that is to Azure. So in this worker role project, we have this one file which is utilizing the OpenXML API, which will convert its parameters into a document and then return that document. So it's a pretty simple service. It is going to listen for a call, and once it gets the proper parameters, it's going to create a document using the OpenXML API, and then it's just going to close or return the control to the calling function. So to deploy this service to Windows Azure, what we need to do is we need to right click on the deployment project, and we need to click on publish. So once we click on this, it takes about 10-15 minutes to transfer that service, to host that service to the cloud. So I have already deployed that initially, and as you can see, I've got the Word document service ready. So there's a various properties which are associated with the service. The most important of them is this IP address to which the service is hosted. This IP address and the port which we specify here are uh, are the ways to access that service. So once we host that service, will by using this port and by using this IP address, will get to utilize that service. So I also have my client project ready, my console application. This is a regular old console application which which is going to call that service, which is going to send in my keyboard input to the cloud, and is going to convert that keyboard input into a document, a Word document using the OpenXML API, and it's going to save my document in this location, C test document. So it's pretty simple. So let's just run this client application. So it's currently waiting for my keyboard input. Create document in the cloud. So as you can see, it's connected to Azure. It's sending the my input to Azure, and it's receiving the data from Azure. And if we go to the C drive, we already have a test document which was created just now, and when I click on it, it will contain the code which we or text which we just wrote. So it's pretty simple. It goes to the cloud, and it's retrieves it's just like a web service, just that it's hosted in Windows Azure. So this was something regarding the this was not something regarding SharePoint. So let's just integrate Azure into SharePoint. So I have I have my SharePoint project. So as you can see that I have a workflow, and I have different stages on the workflow, different events. So on workflow activated, workflow invoked, this particular method is going to be called on call external method. The message to service method is going to be called. Next, on handle external activity, the receive document invoke method is going to be called, and the code activity one, where the code activity execute method is going to be called. So let's just I already deployed this workflow, so let me just show you how it works. I'll go to my SharePoint environment, and I'll click on all site content. I'll click on site workflows, and I'll click on Word document workflow. So I'm presented with this initiation form, right? So it lets me specify what kind of document title do you want. I'll just say my new doc title is my what my text should be in the body. And it lets me specify where I want to save my document. So let me click on start workflow, and let me come back to my shared documents, and I have my new doc title ready. Let me open it in read only mode. Okay, and I have my Azure document. So this workflow automatically saves the document in a document library. So let's just go back to the initiation form, which I forgot to mention earlier. This is the workflow initiation form, which basically takes the title, the body, and the document library, and it passes that on here to the start workflow method. So this is just a basic workflow which is utilizing the hosted service based on Azure, and what it's doing is taking the name of the document, the title, and the body, and it's taking the document library which we want to save the project in, save the document in, and it's creating that document inside it, and everything is being hosted on the cloud. Only the actual document conversion, that also is being done in the cloud. So I hope you enjoyed this first demo. Let's move on to demo number 2.